Now, pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. From the beginning of this video until the end of this video, because this is one of the crucial information, especially if you want to solve the puzzle in the Meyiwa case, especially if you want to put 1 + 1 and see or test the evidence thereon. Now, I want us to look at the lawyer that was representing accused number 2 being Mr. Mjiyako. Now, there is some kind of classified information that has just came out, and when it came, not just, but I've just discovered that somebody sent that information to me and said, Bongs, are you aware of this? And I was like, what is this? Then I went through this article. This article proves that Mr. Mjiyako himself was arrested. Now, you're looking at the things that it is said to have been taken place or he was arrested for. Number 1, it's armed robbery. Number 2, it's cigarette smuggling. You know what I'm saying? Now, this thing, it takes you, or this is one of the videos that link a high-profile individuals in these things, right? Now, by high-profile individual, I'm talking about the woman who was in charge of the South African Police Service, Miss or Mrs. Mjiyako, right? She's into this picture. So this video has got 2 prominent characters. One is Miss or Mrs. Mjiyako, right, who was the commissioner of the South African Police Service, right? 2, it is Mr. Mjiyako himself. There is a highly classified document that that somehow it led to one exposing the other, and that's how we got to know that, wait a minute, so Mr. Mjiyako, you were arrested for these allegations, right? Oh, this information. I was like, wait a minute, so what is actually going on here? Wait. You are probably asking the question, what is going on? That's exactly the same question that I want to ask you. What is going on with you? Why are you not subscribing to begin with? Because I am busy here giving you proper and research information, but you're watching my videos and we are not subscribed. What is actually going on with you? What's going on? What more do you want me to do? Because, I mean, come on, to subscribe, it is free of charge. Liking the video, commenting in the comment section below, free of charge, yet you're not doing it. To watch this video until the end, to watch the ads, to comment, to share this video, it is free of charge. Yet you are not doing all these things, but you are happy to see me giving you all this information. What more would it take for me to convince you to subscribe to this YouTube channel now? What more would it take? Now, to those that can, there's a button called join. You can join, become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 rand a month. You can also use the button called thanks. You can donate any amount of your choice. It's a once-off thing from as little as 14 rand. Having said that, I am going to break down this information because this is one of the crucial information to understand and start to look at things in the Meyiwa case with a certain eye. This is going to change your perception. This is going to poke doubts in everything that is going on. But let me share with you. Please bear with me. I want to read from paragraph to paragraph so you can understand the context of what we are about to talk about, so you can understand it full. I want to talk about the police so you can understand the dirtiness thereon. Then we will get to Mr. Mjiyako. The first information is very important for you to understand the dirtiness of some members of the South African Police Service, including the management, and that's the part that frustrates me the most, right? But here, let's get into this one, right? It says suspended police chief Robbery stand accused of illegal accessing a top secret interception file that allowed her to be let off the hook on the criminal charges in 2013. This article was released on the 6th of December 2015, but this investigation or these things happened in 2013. So what in other words, this paragraph that I've just read here, the investigation or this article was released or was published or written by Stefan Hotstaffer and Mzilikazi wa Africa, right? Look, look, the media house, the newspaper is Sunday Times, right? Now, pay attention to this. You've got a high-profile police that commit things and get arrested, or charges are laid against a high-ranking member of the South African Police Service. Then this person get hold of information and then take that information and destroy it, and then the charges goes away. Allegedly. Okay? That's what the first paragraph tells us. Let's go into the second one. This is detailed in an affidavit, in an explosive affidavit seen by the Sunday Times. I say Sunday Times. Sorry, guys. I'm giving credit to wrong people. Give credit to Sunday Times. That forms the basis of the new criminal complaint laid against her last week on defeating the ends of justice and violating the interception law. The affidavit was made by Captain Dominic Ntogozo Mjiyako. Right? So now you've got two people here. Miss Pierre or Mrs. Pierre, I don't know. Then you've got Dominic Ntogozo Mjiyako. We're gonna, in the later stage, we're gonna focus on Mjiyako, but let's allow the story to build up so we can understand something here, right? Like, who is Mr. Mjiyako? What was his job description? They say Mr. Mjiyako was a legal advisor in the Police Crime Intelligence Division who opened the case at Sunnyside Police Station in Sunnyside Police Station in Pretoria. Right now, I want you to notice something here. Mr. Mjiyako is not a man that you can take him for granted, right? He is a man that has worked in the intelligence department. I know you will say, but Bongana, who has not employed as the actual person of intelligence department, but I can argue that and say, you can, like, if you are coming for an advice from me, right? Say, for instance, you want to start a podcast and you want an advice, then you will have to tell me what are your plans, what are you doing, your operational plans and all the stuff. Thus, I get to know the type of the type of equipment that you have there, and the planning and all the stuff what you want to achieve. Then I get to advise and say, do this and this and this, to get a point. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that he might not have participated as the actual employee of the intelligence department, but for the fact that he's an advisor, it means he understands, and it's some of the things that were done in the intelligence department was as a result of his brain. He's not a person. So, in other words, I'm saying he's not a person that you can undermine. He is a person that understands how intelligence department works, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you understand intelligence department, it means he can get to you without you noticing that you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say. You never underestimate Mr. Mjiyako. That's the point that I wanted to emphasize. But let's continue then. As we continue, it's understood that the case was immediately transferred to the office of the Hawks head, Lieutenant General Benin Clemeza. Sorry, police spokesperson Brigadier Hlongwane Mlaudzi has confirmed that the case is being investigated, but declined to comment on it. Right. So, in other words, he confirms that yes, there is this type of a case that has been brought to the South African Police Service and ultimately to the Hawks who investigate priority crimes. But he's saying, I'm not gonna give you details, right, which is making sense. Like, obviously, that's how police works, so we appreciate that. Now, he says the complaint center around he says, this is an investigation by the journalists. They say the complaint centers around a meeting held at a Sheraton Hotel in Pretoria on 26th of October 2013. Now, pay attention to this. The discussion, the meeting happened on the 26th of October 2013 to discuss the case of defeating the ends of justice opened against Pierre for tipping of a Western Cape Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ano Lamo about a case against him. Now, if you understand this, there is a case that has been opened against a certain lieutenant in the Western Cape, right? Since this lieutenant is being investigated, he's being investigated while he's unaware of the investigation. But Ms. Mjiyako accepted or got hold of this most important file, secret and classified file, that he was not supposed to see because there is a case against her. So she cannot access, or she wasn't allowed to access certain information. Now she gets hold of that information. She opens the file. She realized this file implicates me and my friend in Western Cape. And she takes a phone, or however means, she informed the other person to say, hey, we are being investigated here. Yeah, so you get what I'm trying to say. And that is what the story, that is what is being painted here. Allegedly. Okay? Get the picture. The picture that is being painted here is that there was some sort, not some sort, but there was a corruption that happened at the hierarchy of police. Man, wait a minute, did you just say police? Yes, I said it. Well, I'm talking about people that are supposed to. Say, for instance, there's a case in community where, wait, I'm going to show you something. This lieutenant here, he is allegedly was involved in drug dealing. So you have a member of the South African Police Service in the executive position working or doing drugs. The bottom line is he will never do it alone. There must be people that he was working with, right? So he's being investigated to say, wait a minute, you are in the South African Police Service management, but you're doing corruption, or you are committing corruption. Wait a minute, how do you even trust a person that is corrupt, telling you that he's going to end corruption, but is wearing a South African police uniform? And I said to you guys, this is one of the most important institutions in this country. Police are very important. You never want to underestimate police in this country. Never. They are very important by definition. But unfortunately, there are people who doesn't understand what being police means. They don't understand that. They get there, they think about their stomachs, they think about their bank account. Thus, we see people who are in the executive positions doing corruptions, doing drugs. That's what we are seeing here. Allegedly. If these people are doing drugs, it tells me that they are most probably likely to commit other crimes. They've already started. You know what I'm saying? Some, they are tipping their friends here. They've already started. What more can we expect from such characters? That's the point we are trying to paint here. That's something that we need to pay attention to. As you pay attention to this, remember what is happening in the case of Senzo Meyiwa, right? If you remember that, then you're going to understand what I'm trying to, where we're going with this thing. But don't worry, I'm with you here, right? Now it says intercepted recording obtained by the Sunday Times. Mjiyako can be heard telling Lamo that the police investigation had linked him to a drug dealer. Lamo has since been charged with corruption and suspended. Do you see a police officer who's being charged for drug dealing? A police officer out of everybody. If they are capable of doing such heinous crimes, therefore they are capable of pinning a crime that you did not commit if they want to protect their friends. That's what we are seeing in the Meyiwa case. We are seeing people whom we are sitting there and thinking to ourselves, wait a minute, what is the evidence that links these people to this crime? That That is what we've been sitting here anticipating, but that's not. That is what we are not getting. You know what I'm saying? That is the problem that we've been facing. You know what I'm saying? As a country and other people, we have been asking the question. Wait a minute. We don't disagree that these people might have committed certain crimes, but we're saying in the Meyiwa case, we have not found any evidence that links this accused to this crime. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you get that, then let's get into this one. A criminal case of defeating the ends of justice was opened against Mjiyako on the 19th of October 2013. Independent Police Investigative Directive investigated the case, but the National Prosecuting Authority declined to prosecute for the fact that there was investigation done and information was handed over to the National Prosecuting Authority. It tells me that there was something that the IPIT found which was worth punishing, which was a punishable offense. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They wouldn't have asked or handed anything to the NPA that was, or they wouldn't have a suggestion that the NPA refused to prosecute if there was no information that the IPIT found. So definitely there was an information that the IPIT found. The problem is, right, the NPA refused. We want to know on what basis did the NPA refuse to prosecute Ms. Mjiyako. Right, that's what we want to find out. But don't worry, we are journeying with it. Police sources say it was because of what took place at the hotel in Sheraton. That means there were some negotiations that took place there, which I'm about to share with you. You hear a general saying in that, I quote, that General Mjiyako commented on the effect that it was her reputation that was at risk and needed to be defended. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You hear this individual say, listen, guys, I'm under attack here. I need you guys to protect me from this. Wait a minute. Aren't they arrest criminals, people who have committed crimes? But you hear these people here saying, no, that applies to other people. I want to repeat this. This thing of arresting criminals, it does not apply to certain people. It only applies to other people, because if it applies to everybody, you are wrong. You must go and answer before the judge. If the judge finds that there's nothing wrong against you, then obviously you are free. But then you hear people saying, no, I must be defended. Why are you saying that? Wait, but you're not speaking about that. It suggests to me that, wait a minute, this person is simply saying, hey, what I did here, you all benefited. That's how it sounds. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if I've committed criminal offense, you benefited from my wrongdoing, so you need to protect me. I can't go to people who did not commit any crimes with me and ask them to protect me unless in my crimes they have a share, then they can protect me. It's that simple and basic here. You know what I'm saying? If this is to be believed, then it simply means the people she was sitting with them in the meeting knew that they have benefited in this. Therefore, they need to act and defend her. I don't know if you see what I'm saying. But don't worry. Let's get into this one. They continue to say, Mjiyako convened the Sheraton meeting a week after a case had been opened against her. In other words, you are a suspect. There's already an allegation, or officially so, there's officially an allegation laid against you. You shouldn't be sharing this meeting. You shouldn't be convening this meeting, right? But she convened that meeting. That's the message that you should be getting here. Now let's continue. Those present included Acting Crime Intelligence Head Major General Bongiwe Zulu, the Division Acting Finance Head Major General Obed Nemutanzela, and Captain Mjiyako. It is said here, a qualified lawyer. Now, speaking about this qualified lawyer, this is the lawyer that was part and parcel of the Meyiwa case. Do you remember that? Wait a minute. This is the lawyer that represent, not was part and parcel of the Meyiwa case, but he contributed to the dilemma that we are in because he represented accused number 2. According to what we heard from Brigadier Bongani Keninda, he says this Brigadier, he says this Togozo Dominic Mjiyako, according to him, he found at the time that no, this guy wasn't good and regular standing as far as the South African Council of Lawyers is concerned. So now it begs the question, was he not arrested for heinous crime? From what we know is that, yes, he was. Oh, okay, Bongs, where do you get that? Let me get into this one so that you can understand where we're going. During the meeting, Nemut Anzala arranged for the interception file to be brought from the Crime Intelligence Office in Pretoria. Mjiyako says in his statement, it was passed around the table and given to Mjiyako to scrutinize for any technical errors that could be used to let Pierre off the hook. Now, I say, continue to say, remember, this person, he is a legal advisor in the Crime Intelligence Division. And for that, I want you guys to understand this. This guy, I said it the other time that I've got a problem with Mjiyako because he seems to have a high profile. How did Bongani Ntanza afford Mjiyako? That is what I don't understand. How did Bongani, accused number 2, afford the services of Mr. Mjiyako? If you understand that, hi. But let's continue. He says, I did express my concerns about the unlawfulness of bringing the interception file to the meeting to be pursued, especially especially in the light of the criminal case that had already been opened against the National Commissioner, says Mjiyako. Right. My concerns were unfortunately ignored, and General Pierre commented to the effect that it was her reputation that was at risk and needed to be defended. He says, I mean, guys, I read the other time a profile of Mjiyako. Something is not make sure here. Something does not add up here. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Something here doesn't add up. Mjiyako, who is facing listen carefully here. This is where now you say, oh, Bounce, what are you saying? Mjiyako, who is facing unrelated disciplinary charges, said removing an interception file from the Crime Intelligence Office and allowing it to contents to be divulged, especially to the to those under investigation, was a criminal offense, right? So, of which here, I think Mjiyako is making a lot of sense here. It's like I lay a complaint against. I make it example. It's like I lay a complaint against Judge Ratamokwatleng, and I say, you are misbehaving here, right? And then there is a set date for a hearing. Then Judge Ratamokwatleng is presiding in that, and I'm like, you are going to be biased because here it's about yourself. We need to get another independent individual that is going to bring Mr. Ratamokwatleng this side and then bring the complaint this side and judge the matter. But it can't be that you have the same judge judging over his own case. Do you see what I'm trying to say? That is what Mjiyako is saying here, to say, wait a minute, you are accused here. You can't talk up, we can't be divulging information. If there are witnesses in this docket, automatically now you know the witnesses. Those witnesses might get killed because you now have information on them. You know all the witnesses. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It makes sense that the file was not supposed to be a Sheraton meeting. You know what I'm saying? Mjiyako is making sense. Even though we are about to get into Mjiyako and question Mjiyako himself, but that is what I wanted us to look at here and scrutinize and be like, 1, 2, 3, we don't agree with, right? But the point that I want us to secure here, do you see corruption happening at the top, right? If corruption is happening at the top, what more can we expect? Are we exempted from suffering as a result of somebody that is being protected? That's what I'm trying to see. That's what I'm trying to, okay, it's fine. Let's get into this one. The only reason the file was brought to the meeting was to tamper with the content thereof and circumvent the criminal case that had been opened against Mjiyako. I really agree to this one, to say you are circumventing the process that was to follow, which would have resulted in probably harsh consequences that you wouldn't like. Because of that, you were like, we might as well get hold of the file and see what is in the file. And then once they realize what was in the file, they were like, we don't like what is in the file, so okay, let's continue. This didn't meet the legal criteria for removing the file from the Crime Intelligence Office. I really agree. Mjiyako spotted two technical deficiency in the interception file. Former Crime Intelligence head Chris Ngobo had authorized the phone tap before receiving the motivating affidavit, which wasn't signed in the presence of a commissioner of oath. This effectively tapped on the case against Mjiyako, as these errors could have proved an embarrassment to the Crime Intelligence Division and the authorizing judge, a police source close to the investigation says. The captain found a technicality that exonerated Mjiyako. He said it didn't go to court because it would have been too embarrassing. So she got away with it. Mjiyako Nemutanzela and Zulu declined to comment on this one. Then they were like, we don't have a choice. The journalists were like, if you don't want to comment, anyway, we're going to publish the articles. And so, boy, they did what they wanted to do, and they published the article. Well, you say, Bones. Now, you spoke about the fact that our Mjiyako got arrested. Yes, I said exactly that the man here, he was said to be arrested. Allegedly. Everything that I've said here, please take it with a pinch of salt and use the word allegedly. Now let's get into this one. Quite interesting. Mjiyako said she will not respond to baseless allegations which are part of a broad vilification campaign and the abuse to state resources to assassinate my character. Did you just hear me very well? I say I will not comment to things that will look aiming at assassinating my character. No, not at all. That's what she said. But yeah, let's continue. A source present at the meeting cast doubt on Mjiyako's version of the event. This is where now you say, remember I told you he was arrested allegedly. This is where now you get this one. Listen, pay attention. Like, you need to pay attention to this one. Please, because I'm not going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it for you. But pay attention to this. Why will a national commissioner jump the entire chain of command and give instruction to a captain, leaving out his commanders who were present in the meeting? At the time of the meeting, the docket was already with an iPad and copies of the transcript were already in the media. They pointed out the technical deficiency in the interception file were not material and could not be remedied. Right. They also pointed out, now listen, this is where the juicy comes in. Our Mjiyako, they also pointed out Mjiyako was arrested in 2013. Now pay attention to this one. For a cigarette hijacking incident and subsequently suspended for involvement in an armed robbery. I Take a deep breath. Did you just hear what I say? Go back. Read the paragraph again. They also pointed out Mjiyako was arrested in 2013 for a cigarette hijacking incident and subsequently suspended for involvement in an armed robbery. This is a lawyer, for crying out loud. Number two, he's working in the Secret Intelligence Department. Number three, he knows the in and out of a lot of things. Number four, I suspect he's highly paid. Number five, then he's got arrested for hijacking cigarette. 6, robbery. 7, he represents Bongani Ntanzi 2020. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Okay. Mjiyako had an axe to grind with Namut Andala, who is in charge of the Secret Service Fund, as he couldn't account for a Secret Service money given to him that was later deducted from his salary. As a source said, this obviously upset him intensely. He is rather a frustrated young man of a questionable character who is trying to find a way out of the legal and disciplinary problems he has. That comment. But guys, wait a minute. So this man, apart from the heinous crimes that I've just mentioned here, where he is asked to say, wait a minute, you were involved in an armed robbery, you were involved in a cigarette hijacking. No, the secret service, they are saying we gave you money that you did not account for, so we have to deduct it from your salary. So wait a minute. Who is Mr. Mjiyako? Listening to this profile here, I don't know if you see what I see, but I asked this question the other time, and I said, tell me something. Bongani Ntanzi is a man who is working at Sibanye, Stillwood, called what? Whatever. And he's a general worker there. Let me assume he was earning 15,000 rand. 20,000 rand. I'm just assuming. It's an assumption. I said the other time, I got into the internet and I got a certain information, and then I read that information. I said to you guys, based on what I was reading there, looking at the profile of Mr. Mjiyako, it does not make sense. How did Bongani Ntanzi afforded the services of Mr. Mjiyako? Now, forget about what I said then. Look at the man's profile back in 2013. In 2013, the man was already working with the Crime Intelligence Department, the Secret Service, right? He was already exposed to a lot of things. How did Bongani Ntanzi in 2020 afforded the services of such an experienced lawyer? That's the question that you and I need to ask. There's something here that does not make sense here. There's something here that does not make sense. I'll give an example. You see, in this country, there are lawyers that are prominent. There are those that are famous, right? Prominent, famous, whatever word you want to use. And there are lawyers in the legal fraternity that they are not famous as far as the general population is concerned. But when you go into the legal space and you ask Nje, they will tell you that, hey, lawyer, look, this guy and this guy, that's the most famous lawyer in the legal fraternity. They've won cases. They've defeated people. You know what I'm saying? They are known. But I'm going to use an example that will make a logical sense to you and I today. And that is, we need to take the prominent one, Advocate Skakan, Advocate Mpofu, Adalimpofu, Advocate Ngogaitobe. Right. I want us to look at these lawyers and ask a question. Take these prominent lawyers, right? Ask yourself a question. Can you afford them if you are earning 25,000 rand? Can you afford to have them representing you in court? That's the question that I want you to ask. How much does it cost to employ such a lawyer. And you need to remember this, by the way. Icon. Inkukiao solum kagazo la. Khona ukushaya amanzi, guys. Guys, vukani ndliyasha. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Find more information. Find more information. How much do you think a lawyer of Advocate Skakane, and such an advocate, how much do you think he will charge you per 1 hour? And mind you, these people are not working alone, right? Take, for instance, Advocate Mshololo works with, I forgot this other guy, Mjiyako. You will find that even the ones that sometimes, like, for say take the case of Advocate Dalimbov, representing the former President Jacob Zuma, right? He's not the only guy. There are people behind the scenes. So you'll find that probably in your case, if you are Bongani Ntanzi, there are probably 2 lawyers that are working on that one. Maybe there's an attorney and an advocate. That's just an example. Now you're looking at this. Look, you're looking at Bongani Ntanzi, and you're trying to profile Bongani Ntanzi, and you're saying, Bongs, where did you get the money to hire such an experienced lawyer like Mjiyako? I guys, no. Do your own research. There's a lawyer that we can talk to here at Teni Toban. We can ask him how much does it cost to have these things. In fact, when I have an interview with him, I'm gonna ask him. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to have a certain discussion in November. I promised him that we will do that in November, but it didn't happen because certain things came up and I was held up, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't continue with that. But I'm going to ask him. One of the questions that I'm going to ask him is that, wait a minute, how much does it cost? I want us to break down how things work. He may not have all the answers. He may not know, but he will give us the understanding. Now, but meanwhile, I want you to do your own research. When you are doing this research, then you will understand where I'm coming from to say, something does not add up here. Something is not made sure. I am still puzzled by the idea of Bongani Ntanzi working with Mjiyako. Unless you are saying he took this thing, Bongani Ntanzi, on pro bono, then I understand, right? Then I understand. But, or he was working with illegal aid. But the way I had it, it was like there was a private lawyer that represented accused number 2 when accused number 2 went to force lawyers. And accused number 2 says, this lawyer want me to confess to this crime. If you remember, I have that audio. Maybe I just deleted it, but I can find it anyway. Where accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, says, no, this lawyer want me to confess to this crime. And he says in that video, I am going to change this lawyer. That's what he said. Now, remembering all these things, guys, I ask the third question then and say, okay, maybe it wasn't Bongani Ntanzi that then was paying Mjiyako, because Mjiyako must be an expensive lawyer. He's experienced, guys. Go read his profile. I did a video about Mjiyako. Go back into that video. Read more about Mjiyako. You're gonna understand something there. So Mjiyako, guys, is well experienced guy. I want you to ask yourself this question. How did you afford the services of Mr. Mjiyako? Or you are telling us that when Bongani Ntanzi got arrested, somebody or a good Samaritan, because the family of Bongani Ntanzi did not have money, right? They do not have money, right? Or you're saying to me, if he didn't take it on pro bono, then somebody must have, somebody, a good Samaritan who had money, decided that I am going to donate this money so that they can have this lawyer. But the question that I then thought will rise from that will be, wait a minute, Bongana, if that happened, remember at the time, people were still looking for answers. And Minister Pegitele, I think he was with the Ukesha story then, they had announced that they have found the perpetrators there. They say they have a watertight case. And they say forensic investigation had linked these people to this guy. So at that time, nobody would have thought that these are not the wrong people until they started appearing in court. And as things started to unfold, and then a lot of people then began to say, you know what I'm saying? Not in the beginning, because we were not sure of what was happening in the beginning. So because of that, even the issue or the perspective that, probably there was a good Samaritan, it doesn't make sense. So what I'm trying to say to you is, quite a number of things that you need to probe into. You first need to understand this. So you need to get hold of that's something that I think we need to do. We need to get hold of the Ntanzi family and ask them this question: how did Ntanzi afford the services of Mjiyako? Because Mjiyako was experienced even when Bongani Ntanzi got arrested. Remember, the guy worked with crime intelligence. He was an advisor there. That's a huge achievement for him. So that's an experience. This guy's experience. How did you afford that? So that's the first question we need to ask the Ntanzi family. Right. Number two, we need to look at Mr. Mjiyako. 2013, you were arrested. What happened to that case? Same thing with Chico Twala. We need to ask the question. Chico Twala, at some point, there was something about your gun and police and all the stuff. We don't know what happened to that case. We know that that case sounds like it disappeared, but wait a minute, where did it go? That's the question that we need to. So, Mr. Mjiyako, there was a case you were arrested in 2018, right? We need to find out what was the conclusion of that case. Because if you were arrested, it will suggest that there was an evidence against you. What happened to that? I don't know if you see where we're going with this, but I don't want you to just follow, but I want you to ask the right and the relevant question. I want to take you into this journey of truth finding. And I don't want to go alone. I want to go with you. This article, I must give credit to people, because I was sitting there. As I was sitting there, this information came. It came from people that are doing quite a number of research. And they say, Bongs, there's this information that you need to know. It shows that I'm not the only one that's doing this investigation, but a lot of people are doing this investigation, trying to find out a lot. So please, join us. You can send this article. You can send all the information that you have found. I don't want to be alone. I want all of us to start doing this. To those that are unpacking this, I want you guys to be aware of the fact that these people are playing dead. If you are in this, please pay attention and be safe. These people, they are willing to play dead, and they will do whatever it takes because they are dirty. They're not playing kindly. We know for a fact that people who tend to expose such people, they're either going to build a case against you, or this guy, Attorney Toban, did say that. They find people that are going to lay a complaint against you and they get you arrested. And you know what they're going to do to you, right? If they don't go via that option, the second option is to get you eliminated because they are connected to criminals, right? You're just driving and then suddenly, pa, 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 they incubis and they are gone. So, to all of you guys that are participating in this truth-finding journey, be careful. These people, they are playing dead. And they will continue to play dead. Speaking about things that people need to be careful of. Guys, it's December time. I want you guys to take care of your finances. This January, the schools will open. I want you to have an experience here. Find a person that you can help. Buy uniform. I don't want you to give me this man, but I want you to do it yourself. Find a person in your community that you can donate to. Donate things to that family or to that person. Buy things and donate things. There's something that you're going to see in 2024. You're going to experience something. I invite you into that thing. I've been doing it. I stopped at some point, but I continued. I had a project of mine that was to finish my church, and I'm happy that I did. Do you know how it feels? I did it out of my own money, no sponsors. You know how it feels? You don't know. Do it and you see. I want us to get into that thing. I want us to be those people who are known of being kindness. I want us to spread kindness. 2024, when the schools are opening, buy uniforms for any child of your choice, anywhere. A person that you see that this person deserves this, do it. And let's experience things. Guys, I want you to also be safe. Until the next video, good people, please take care.